Colin O'Keefe here for LXBN TV. Though the product has yet to completely catch on, efforts have been made to make Google Glass considerably more mainstream, possibly ending up in workplaces across the country. Joining me now to discuss the potential legal implications that employers should be aware of is attorney Joseph Lazzarotti. He is with Jackson Lewis, an author on the firm's Workplace Privacy, Data Management, and Security Report. Joseph, first, what are the biggest general workplace issues employers should be aware of? What generally should they be careful about?
Well, thanks for having me. And let me say first, I think it looks like it's going to be an exciting product. I know for myself, I'd love to try it out. I think a lot of what employers have to worry about is going to vary based upon their industry and their workforce, how quick they are to adapt to technology and so on. But I think recording how that data is saved and cataloged, if it records things that are relevant to the workplace and what other employees' activities are or the customers of that business. So I think that's going to be a big issue. I also think that the device can present safety concerns. There's also been some reports in the media about companies banning them in the workplace, or at least in the companies like casinos and bars and that sort of thing have banned these devices and how that will impact the workplace. So I think those are some of the risks, but there's probably a lot of unknowns because it hasn't been in the workplace, it hasn't worked through, and we haven't seen instances of how the device has been used. So some of it remains to be seen. But
There's still a lot that we need to know first, but second here and closely related to the first question is what workplace privacy issues should employers be aware of, especially with regards to data management, for example? I know this bring your own device trend is very, very popular. So what workplace privacy issues should employers be aware of with regards to Google Glass?
Well, I think, the sensitivity of the device and what information they can capture and store, some of this we're dealing with already. I mean, a lot of the technology, employees can now, with smartphones, can take photographs and capture information and can record images and video. Of course, it's a little bit easier. You can see employees doing that more readily with a tablet if they're holding it up. It's a lot less apparent when a person's just wearing it on their prescription eyeglasses, and so you can't tell if employees are doing it or not. So I think it's really more of a matter of degree in terms of whether and to what extent employees will be doing it. But of course, they can capture sensitive personal information of customers. They could capture instances of how managers are managing and then raise that in discrimination cases. There could be data that's stored on the device that winds up being needed in a litigation and becomes evidence, and whether the company can get that evidence and not spoil it or not lose it. As there's a lot of cases about that, and evidence being destroyed. So I think those are some of the issues of data security from a workplace standpoint. But of course, there's issues about how customers' data is managed and disclosed and used and transmitted, which the Google Glass device makes very easy.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, we really don't know what issues will pop up until we see these devices in action in workplaces. So it's going to be fascinating to watch over the coming years. Once again, that was Joseph Lazzarotti of Jackson Lewis. For more of his insight on Google Glass in the workplace and other associated issues, be sure to visit workplaceprivacyreport.com. And as always, if you're not already watching us here on our site, visit us at LXBN.com, where you can find hundreds more of these LXBN TV video interviews and curated commentary from the 8,000 members of the Lex Blog Network. Thank you for joining me today, Joseph.
Sure, you bet.